We want to thank everybody today for another segment of Time to Tell the Truth. My name is Art. This is my co-host, Blow. And today we just going to get right into it. Y'all been commenting all week long about it. Today's topic is, does homosexuality on TV make children more curious and open to liking the same sex? I have my things on it, but I'm going to let Blow go ahead and open up the flow. Thank y'all for chiming in. I see you coming in now.
All right, well, to begin, in 1972, that certain summer portrayed a divorced father hiding his relationship with the man from his son. It is considered to be the first sympathetic depiction of gay people on television. In 1975, Hot Baltimore, and in 1977 through 1981 on the show Soap, also featured gay characters. However, they were never shown being intimate. It wasn't until 1991 on NBC show LA Law on February 7, 1991, self-described bisexual CJ Lamb kissed straight lawyer Abby Perkins. This would be the first of a long line of same-sex intimate moments shown on television. In 1993, on the show Picket Fences, Kimberly Brock would kiss her friend Lisa Finn after discussing their sexuality. The network was worried about losing sponsorships, so they went on to later reshoot the kiss in the dark. This would reoccur over the years in shows like Roseanne, Dawson's Creek, The Real World, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and in 2003 on All My Children, Leanna Kundera and Bianca Montgomery became the first same-sex couple to kiss on an American soap opera. In 2017, Disney, yeah, you heard me right, Disney, aired its first gay kiss on an episode of Disney's XD's show Star versus the Forces of Evil. Main character Star, Marco, and Jackie attend a concert where their favorite band's music inspires members of the audience to kiss. Various couples, including same-sex couples, are seen kissing as the camera pans across the audience. Homosexuality is more popular than ever on television, with shows like RuPaul's Drag Race and Empire. That brings me to today's hot topic on this episode of Time to Tell the Truth. Does homosexuality on television make children more curious or open to liking the same sex?
Yeah, I say it do, Blow. Shout out to all y'all that just joined in. I see you there, nephew. What up? I see you, Dominique, Anthony, Nicholas, Sierra. We're going to get into this topic. Like I said before, for everybody who didn't tune in the last time, this is made to be controversial. We want to know everybody's opinion. That's why it's so important for you guys to call in, join in with the conversation. We got the number on the screen. For those that don't know it, it's 704-607-4363. 704-607-4363. And we'll be taking phone calls in a minute, but we're going to get right into this hot topic right now, Blow. Yes, I do think it influenced. Personally, I think being homosexual is a choice. I mean, we got a lot of people out here that don't think it's a choice, but you can choose to do what you want to do. Yeah. We as human beings, we're given feelings, bro, and we can't act on all the feelings that we feel. If I acted on everything I felt, if I felt like doing so, I'd be in trouble today.
Yeah.
And I see y'all joining in. I appreciate y'all comment. I would feel like that I could do anything I want and there's no repercussions. Yeah. And I'm gonna be straight with all you guys out there. I know I got people that's gonna be getting in their body. Don't get in your body. Just call in. Let me hear your opinion. You might have something out there. But the matter of fact is, I say that homosexuality is not right. And yes, we got a lot of stuff out here that's not right. And the first thing y'all gonna do is go tell me, well, Mac, you do some stuff that ain't right. Of course I do. We all do stuff that's not right. That's not the problem I have with the situation out here. The problem I have with it is when you say something is right, that we know that's not right. There's no way that two men or two women being together is right. I mean, you can't make that right. I mean, if you want to do something wrong, that's fine. If a man rob a bank, that's fine with me. He can do something wrong, but he's not going to go around saying it's right. What do you think about that, Flo?
I agree 100%. I think that when it's a lot of it on television, it starts to become a decision to kids. I think when kids see stuff that they are not used to seeing, they pay more attention to it. Like they see their mom and dad together in the bed. They might come in the room on Saturday morning. You might be up under the covers with your significant other. Kids are used to seeing that. So when they come in the television and they see two men in the bed, they're going to pay attention to that. They're going to listen to what they're talking about. They're going to see how they're looking at each other, and they're going to think that they have the right to make that decision to do those same type of things. And that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, but I mean, let's get this clear. Some people say that, well, it don't do anybody no harm. It don't harm the children. Yes, it does. Number one is everybody knows where kids come from, and they don't come from two men, and they don't come from two women. Kids come from a man and a woman. I don't care how you do it. I don't even care if you go and you go to some fertility clinic and get an egg from somebody else. It's going to have to be a male and a female chromosome to meet to get a child. Yeah. Now, I don't know what you're going to teach your children about growing up or how you're going to teach them about what happens with this, but it's going to take a man and a woman at some point. God made us for procreation.
Yes.
Y'all can feel free now. We opening up the phone lines. We want to hear y'all comments. 704-607 what is that? 4663?
4363.
Oh, 4363. Okay. Yeah, y'all go ahead and call in. We're gonna open up the lines from you now. I see you. I see you, Tyrell. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, my main thing with the issue is, like I said, I don't have any problem with homosexuality. When I was coming up, I was always taught that it was a decision. I said that wrong. That people were born like that, and I've always agreed with that. And I think the more that we see it on TV and the more that they show it to kids, my 10-year-old son might see it and think that, oh, okay, I didn't know that I could, be attracted to boys and stuff like that. Not to say that he would, but, the more that it's seen on TV will make kids think that it's okay.
Yeah.
And that it's their decision, instead of something that we were taught growing up my age. I'm 35. My age, we pretty much were taught that people were born like that.
Yeah, but I know good and well you're not born like that. Okay, how often can we use that excuse, Flo? For real. Okay, if a bank robber say he was born to rob banks, we're going to let that go? If a kleptomaniac say he was born to steal, you're going to still let that go just because he was born like that? No, we're not going to let that go. And when it's wrong, it's wrong. The problem is out here today, and this is the reason that this podcast right here was created, because we feel like it's time to tell the truth about these matters. No more faking it. No more out here, everybody doing what they want to do. It's about being right. It's about telling the truth about the situation. Once you tell the truth, and anybody that's ever been to an NAA meeting, the first thing they have to do is admit the problem. If you didn't have a problem and don't admit it, you know as well as I do, bro, you can't be in recovery. You can't get recovered. Well, so it's the same thing with this. You have to admit that something was wrong to start with. I see you, Chiquita, Roberta. Hey, what's that?
Like I said, it's everywhere. Every time I cut on TV, I see RuPaul them dressing up, cross-dressing. I see people kissing on Empire and stuff like that. And I do not have any problems with any homosexuals at all. I just feel like it's being exposed to too many kids these days. Every time you look, kids are going to notice it. When they see stuff that they are not used to seeing, they pay attention to it. And that is the truth. If you're used to seeing a man and a woman together everywhere you go, the first time you see a man and a man together, you're going to look and you're going to pay attention to that, because that's not normal. And if you see so much of it, it's going to become a norm. And that's what I really don't want. I don't want it to seem like a norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what it's becoming out here today. That's the problem. Everything seems like it's the normal. We're going to let stuff be normal out here, but we're not going to tell the truth about it. That's where we're going out here today in our society. So, I want everybody to know that this stuff is not right. And please, 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 don't say I'm bashing gays. I'm not bashing gay people. I'm not bashing homosexuals. What I am doing, though, is trying to get somebody in today's society to tell the truth. That's all I want. I want somebody to just tell the truth.
And I agree with you, Ada. That's what I was saying. When I was raised, I always, if they're homosexual, it doesn't bother me. I'm not homophobic at all, but I've always been taught that people were born that way, yes. And I just feel like the more that they show it on TV, the younger generation might be more open to thinking that it's more of a decision, that they have the choice to become gay. You know, I feel like a lot of kids that were not born gay could possibly decide to become gay because it's becoming a norm. You know, when you see so much of this one thing, you think that it's okay and it's normal. And I don't think that it's, you know, fair for, you know, kids to be.
I actually don't feel like you're born that way. I'm gonna be honest with you, Flo. I don't feel like nobody's born a certain way. All that you ever do in life and all that you ever taught in life simply tells you that you got choices to make. From the time that you're a toddler and you put your hand up to the stove and somebody pop your hand and tell you not to do that, you gonna made a choice. As simple as that. From the time that you go and get something or mess with a plug by the socket and you get your hand popped, you making a choice. You got a choice. After that, you can go back and do it again. Now, how many people out there that make bad choices all the time? I mean, every single day. I'm the master of making bad choices. I can tell you that right now. I make a lot of bad choices. But I can tell you that those are bad choices. And I can live with the results of them, which I do. I mean, you know, my thing is, don't keep saying stuff is right when it's wrong. You know it's not meant to be. You know, and that's my point out here. I know, you know, I'm not trying to bash anybody or anything. I'm just trying to give you another way of looking at something. Now, to that point, if you feel like that you have a better point, you know, just call in, speak your mind.
Yeah, I have seen little boys that's been feminine, but I also know men that are feminine that still date females. So I don't think just because they're little and they act a little feminine, that means they're gonna be gay. I don't believe that to be true, because I know feminine. I don't know if they gay DL, but I know feminine people who act feminine who still date the opposite sex.
Well, let me ask you this. Since sometimes you say people are born like this, what about those that, okay, today I'm gay and tomorrow I'm not? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Today I like the men, but tomorrow now I like women again, all over again, and vice versa. I know women the same way. They say that, well, okay, I liked it that, but now I'm going back to men.
Yeah.
Is that not a choice? I mean, you tell me, is that not a choice or what is it? I mean, you're making a choice to consciously do this. You get tired of this or get tired of a man, then I'll try a woman, then I'll go back. What about that? You know?
Yeah, I agree. Feel free to share, like, tag somebody that you think might like this podcast. Feel free to call in. The lines is open.
Yeah, let me hit the number again, 704-607-4363. 704-607-4363.
And yeah, I had a conversation with a homosexual lady this week, and she was telling me that why is it okay to show men and women kissing on TV and stuff like that? And that goes back to my point that I tried to make in the beginning. I just feels like, you know, when people see stuff, you know, that's normal to them, they don't really pay it no attention. But when they see stuff that's different on the eye, they lock in. They lock in every time. And you know, I don't want my son walking across, you know, the TV screen and two men laying in the bed looking eye to eye and rolling over like they about to go in for another round. I think he's going to lock his eyes in on that because that is not normal. And if he sees that 100 times, he's going to think that it's okay for him to look a boy in the eye and, you know, be promiscuous in that manner. And that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, well, the same thing go for women, you know, and my feeling is it's a lot more women out there, you know, that's really going in just like the men these days. I mean, it's a trend, they portraying that, but I'm gonna say this. All of that stuff and all the promotion of all this homosexuality is political in nature. I'm gonna say it just like that. It's just about another vote. You know, how do you get the same rights that a man and a woman get when you're not a man and a woman? I mean, you know, some things ought to be reserved for a man and a woman. I mean, the sanctity of that, which nobody can deny that we were created to recreate.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. Okay, now just for an example, if it wasn't all men with all men, it would never be any babies. Yeah. Or if it was just all women with all women, it would never be any babies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just as simple as that. You know, so you know that's what I'm looking at.
You're right, Keita. I see that. I never saw that growing up on television either. I mean, it like up to maybe 20 years, 25 years ago, it started to come in slowly but surely, but now it's all over the place. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can tell by the way they act that they will be.
Is now in this generation was born in 2000 and raised this way. Yeah, like I say, I mean, it's always been known to me that people are born that way. I mean, that's pretty much how I was taught. Like I say, I know it's a decision. People go to jail and they decide to sleep with men. But I think it's more of a mental state as well.
I do too. I think everything starts with your mindset. I mean, however your mindset. Hey, when I was a little boy, I played with a baby doll at some point. I'm pretty sure of it. I had 2 sisters there with me. I'm sure I played with a baby doll, but the tendencies wasn't to go there. The tendencies were to go the other way. Now, we got to call the caller in. We'll put him on the phone in a second.
Time to tell the truth.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, time to tell the truth.
Hey, this is Brother Bond calling in.
Hey, Brother Bond, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I just want to make a comment for food for thought. Isn't it possible, because people always say that people have this spirit and that spirit, or they're born with this type of spirit. Can a person be born with the spirit of homosexuality if we believe in people having spirits, being born with spirits to different things?
I think so. I think people can be born with some type of spirit. I mean, it's all type of spirit. What do you say to the person that all he do is go out and kill, or all he do is go out and steal?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If those of us who believe that people are born with certain spirits, then isn't it a possibility then that a child or person is born, not saying that they're born gay to be that way, but they're born with a spirit that makes them act that way, if we believe in the spirits of those different types of natures, for those who believe in that.
And I agree with what you're saying. People are born with spirits, but the topic is homosexuality on TV making it more of a decision. Like, I know that I feel that people are born, homosexuals, like you said, with the spirit. I believe that. But I'm saying that as a child that is not born with the spirit and it continuously sees these things on television day in and day out, are they vulnerable to acting upon those, what they see? Because to me, it paints a picture of a norm because the first time they see it, it's not going to be normal. They're going to stop. They're going to scratch their head. But after that, when they see it 100 more times, it's going to become normal. So when 2 guys are at the house playing a video game and they look over and they eye to eye and they've been seeing all this stuff on TV, hey, and that's what, the topic is about.
Yeah, and that's true, because it's like a TV commercial. When you see something over and over again, you say, I want to try that.
Exactly.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right.
It's true.
Exactly.
So many young girls, particularly in elementary school and stuff, are doing it today. They see it so much, they think it's the normal thing to do. So I really believe that influence is on TV. And in some places, it's even taught in school. So
yeah, we was talking about the jewel thing.
That jewel thing. They put stuff on TV like those old jewels. They said that they didn't want it on TV because it influences kids. Now, my question to you, the viewers, if that influences kids and you want to snatch it off of TV, just like you want to snatch the cigarette ads off, the beer ads off, because you said it influences kids. Now, why doesn't homosexuality influence them? It's on TV.
Same thing.
you say the jewels?
Yes, the jewels, that little vapor type of e-cigarette.
Yeah, the e-cigarette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they recently wanted to put a ban on that simply because they said it influences the younger people to do it in school. It's a high school popular thing right now. And they said that they want to take it off because it's influencing the kids. Well, I want to know, if that influences the kid, don't you think homosexuality influences the kid?
Yeah, but we also have to realize who's producing these shows, the power that's behind it.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that behind it too. I mean, I appreciate your comments there, Brother Bond.
Okay.
Appreciate you, buddy.
All right.
I'll take it out.
All right. Feel free to call in. The telephone number is 704-607-4363.
Appreciate you for your call again, Brother Bond.
Yes. It all depends on the person. I think some people are born that way. Some people change with age. Yes, yeah. I believe that too. I believe they change with age, but I also believe that we have to do a better job at teaching children what they need to be doing.
Yeah.
And guide them in the way that they need to go. Because all this stuff is influential, and it does play. Politics plays a major part here today. And just to be on the subject of our kids are in our hands.
Mm-hmm.
We are the ones that's supposed to shape them and mold them into what they're supposed to be doing. If we ain't the ones doing it, the world is doing it. And that's the bottom line, Blo.
Yeah, and you got to think about it on the other side. It might not make the kids become homosexual. It might make them homophobic. It might make them more to picking on kids like that, or jumping on kids like that, or bashing them, or bullying them and stuff like that. So, it's two sides to every coin. You know what I mean? So just like they could see it and want to indulge in it, they could turn and flip against it and show hatred towards it. So we got to think about it that way as well.
That's right. Well, I mean, like you say, it's two sides to every story, but we want this story to be a good one. We want the story to be about what it's supposed to be about. That's the whole thing. Now, my thing, like I said from the beginning of the show, Blo, was that I have nothing against homosexual, but I need you to tell the truth about it. Mm-hmm. I need you to tell the truth. Yes, I was born like this. No, I don't think so. Is it a choice? I think it's a choice. You make that choice. As we get older in life, we start making other choices. I mean, we make choices that's going to be good for us, good for the people around us and everything else. I really don't think it's good for children. I mean, just look at it. If everybody was homosexual, well, then the world would be about ready to come to an end, because you ain't going to have nobody making babies.
Yeah, exactly.
And my thing is, if you're homosexual, why would you want a child? You couldn't make one without the other partner. You still want one, though. I can't understand it.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of women are molested, but some aren't. And I understand. But I believe, like I say, me and Art kind of on two sides of the fence on this one. I believe that people are born that way. I just don't want TV to be the
deciding factor.
Yeah, the deciding factor. Exactly. But I do believe that there are kids that are born that way.
Well, now I believe molestation and being raped and stuff like that might influence. I'll tell you something else. I really believe that not being raped or not being an influence, yeah, that's an influence. But I also believe that when these kids are exposed to two people and that's all they know, mm-hmm. that's the normal around their house.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go outside, but that's the normal. And if you are so-called born that way, I don't agree with being born that way. But if you are, and if you're showing those tendencies, don't you think that could be changed? Hasn't that been done before? Did you look up any stats on that, Blo?
Let's see.
Hey, I see you, Prince.
Yeah, people
Ben.
Well, like I say, I just think that people are born that way. I think that people are born that way. I also think that I believe that people can change if they're willing to change. Like I say, some people show signs of it at an age that's so early that they couldn't have been influenced. Like, what's the influence of a little girl that was raised by all women, and she want to wear jeans and T-shirts and stuff like that, and she hasn't had anyone to actually influence her to do so?
Right. Well, I mean, can you change this? I'm asking y'all a question out here today. This is a tough topic, and I know it is. Can this be changed? I mean, can we change the way this thing is going? Some people say it's right, some people say it's wrong.
Yeah, it is. It's everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere you look.
It's all over the place.
It is.
But let me tell you this, though. You go to all these other countries, it's not like this country.
Yeah.
I'm just saying about all this influence.
Yeah.
And, it's not like that. It's not like that in a lot of countries.
Yeah. A lot of countries don't make up your mind for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They make up your mind, and you do what you was created to do. And I mean, and that's just that simple. You go into somewhere, a lot of the Muslim countries, they don't have it where ain't no gay, ain't no homosexuality.
I see D.I. Campbell just joined. I see Ben Armstrong just joined. We got some more comments.
Yeah, Miss Thames, I was thinking the same thing. I was really wanting to say that, bad relationships.
Yeah.
Another big, huge key factor in a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
They get disgusted with a man because he ain't did what he was supposed to do. A woman gets disgusted with a woman, or a man get disgusted with a woman because he feel like he ain't getting what he need, or she feel like she ain't getting what she needs.
Yeah.
So now that influences a lot of people's decisions.
Yeah.
It's so many factors that feed into this thing. We just trying to get to some common ground. I don't want nobody to be mad at me, but I really do think that this thing is not right. And I think a lot of stuff is not right. So don't get mad at me for thinking a lot of stuff is not right. Only thing I want you to do is tell the truth about it.
Yeah, we want to know your opinion, man. Feel free to call in.
Yeah,
Talk to us. I see y'all in the comments. We want to hear your voice. Go ahead and give us a call. Let us know what you think about the topic.
Yeah, 704-607-4383.
It's time to tell the truth.
It's time to tell the truth. If you want to tell the truth, go ahead and light the phone lines up.
Yep. Does homosexuality on TV make children more curious and open to liking the same sex?
Yeah. Or do you think it's a choice, or you were born like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple of things. It's a couple of ways you can go with this, bro. It's a couple of ways. But my way is, I'm still saying that it's not right, and we just got to do what's right. I mean, or at least tell the truth about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If somebody kills somebody, it's not right. They know it's not right. They ain't even gonna try to say that it was right unless they just try to justify what they did.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's just the bottom line.
Yep. They try to put it on TV to encourage that it's a normal behavior when it's not. First of all, kids shows shouldn't have any sexual content, period, whether it be straight or gay, because up until the age of adolescence or well after, they don't know what they like anyway. TV is a fool these days. That's why they went in on Cosby, and the way they did is because he was about to take over particular stations, giving good stuff, good content.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got to be able to see through what's going on out here.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we are swayed by what the people say.
Yeah.
We are swayed by what's going on.
Exactly.
I get feedback about this all the time because I talk to people about it, and I can't understand why people do it. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I never have understood why you would do that or be even attracted to the other sex. I can't fathom it. It's just that simple.
Yeah, and I agree with you totally. I do. I agree. I mean, it grosses me out to see it on TV.
Yeah, me too.
Me myself personally, it grosses me out.
I can't stand
it. People just like living like they, the normal typical couple. They got kids running around.
Yeah.
And they, they kissing and men acting like women and going on. I mean, it's not really my cup of tea.
Look, at the end of the day, I believe you just got to be able to control your feelings. I can't act on everything I feel. I'm going to just be honest with you. I cannot act on what I feel. I might feel like the world owes me something. Now, let me go out there and try to get that done. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be some problems. There's going to be some problems and complications. Everything I feel, I can't act on it,
Because it's not right. Some men go through a long prison term and then they come out. Yeah. That's mentally they break down, they get weak.
They get weak and they break down. And they feel like they can't live up to what a man's supposed to do. But I'm telling you, I see more and more of these traits going around every single day. Yeah. And I swear it's just being influenced by something. And I'll be honest with you, on most of the men's side, I just believe it's just being raised by women that those traits come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I believe that's how a lot of those traits come out in the men's side because they do what women do. You know what I'm saying? You don't change a tire. I mentioned that last week. I mean, you don't know how to change a tire where a battery at. Men don't do that. If I was a man and had my son, when I get out there to change a tire, he right there with me, jacking up the car, changing out the tire. If I'm changing the battery, he out there with me, changing the battery. Yep. The back end gonna do what the front end do. Yep. If you taught them the right thing, if you raised them the right way. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. All this stuff, man, all this gunplay we got out here today and stuff like that. See, when I was coming up, men didn't do that. Men just used their fists. See, men use their fists. Now it seems like everybody just scared they want to use a pistol.
Yeah.
Them not traits of a man. You see what I'm saying? That's not the manly trait. You have to use something on a man just to kill a man with because you scared to take a butt whooping.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. I mean, yeah, I'm serious.
Yeah.
You got to go use a pistol and a gun because you scared to get beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd that come from?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm telling you, that's just the way it is today. So, I mean, all this stuff stems from what these kids see today. I believe it. All these homosexuality stuff, yeah, the tendencies are there. I can't deny that. I'm going to tell the truth about that. I see tendencies when they're real young. Yes, I do. I see the tendencies in children when they're real young.
Mm-hmm.
But that don't stop you from letting a child know who they are and what they're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
And it's one fact that's going to always stand clear, Blow. That is, you got the tool to work with, and that's what this tool is used for. Bottom line.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that women are more, they date women and decide to go back to men. But I don't think that men, should be put in a position where they should be sleeping with men to decide that they really want to be with women. I mean, that's where the cross comes with me. I think that a lot of this stuff, I have boys messing around with boys and then be like, oh, I can't believe I did that at the end of the day. Because like I said, it's becoming a norm.
Yeah, but let's keep it real, man. That's where AIDS and all this stuff come from. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm telling the truth. That's what this is about. I'm keeping it real, man. How y'all think AIDS and stuff, do you think this stuff really supposed to be? How you think AIDS and all this stuff come about? That's how it come about. And everybody knows. I'm just telling the truth today about it. That's how it is. Feel like calling in, call in 704-607-4363. Yeah. 704-607-4363.
It's time to tell the truth, man. It's time to tell the truth.
It's time to tell the truth. And
that's the truth. I mean, it's in the numbers. A lot of it is, from homosexuality, sex partners.
And it's a lot of more coming. The natural order of things. Let me tell you something. If you felt like you was in love with your animal, just because you feel like that, you're going to go sleep with your animal? I mean, do you think, I got the audience out here right now. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think just because you've had a tendency your whole life to go sleep with the animal, that's what you're supposed to go do?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be right? I'm just saying, I'm asking the viewers out here.
I mean,
because that's what you're saying.
It boils down to procreation.
Yeah.
Man and woman was put here to produce, reproduce.
Right.
Yep.
Procreate. So just because I feel like that or even showing signs or tendencies of doing something, that's not what you do.
Exactly. We as parents can't control what they show on TV, but we can influence and teach at home God's way. You are right. But it's like when you see stuff that's put out here in the atmosphere, you know what I mean? No matter what you talk, what you see and what you talk is two different things. I was taught not to do drugs, but I seen people smoke it, so I tried drugs. So you're right, but it's like, it's real world versus people do what their parents tell them not to do every day. Yeah. People do, I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. You got the pastor in the pulpit preaching about don't doing this, but he going home making love to a lady that he's not married to. He's going against what he's saying. So it's like, this is a real life that we are living in a real world and real things are happening. People do what their parents tell them not to do every day. And you can teach them God's way or any other kind of way. But when they see it constantly, they're going to question it to be normal.
It's subliminal. It's a lot of subliminal stuff going on out here. Just like the common so-called drug dealer. The first thing is you don't want to be like no drug. You say that's an influence in the community. Now, what you've been taught was that's in the community. That is a bad look on the community. Everybody would tell you that a drug dealer in the community is a bad look. Mm-hmm. Don't be looking at this drug dealer, this, that, that. Well, what do your young man see? The flashy jewelry, the big cars, the money coming in. The first thing he want to do is what? Be a drug dealer. Yeah, just behind that. It's the same thing with everything else out here. I can go further to saggy pants. I mean, that was an influence. I don't like it. I don't care to like no saggy pants, but I mean, that's what people saw on TV. And guess what? Everybody in the world was looking at saggy pants.
Yeah, and Sierra, I think it's men and women. I don't think it's just men kissing on TV. I think it's women.
Exactly.
Is little girls see two girls kissing, they're gonna focus in on it. I mean, I sound like a broken record, but that's really how I feel about it. When you're not used to seeing something, that's just like if Golden State came out in a purple, a purple jersey, I'm gonna look at the game different because I'm like, what do they have on? They're not wearing the colors that they usually wear. When people see stuff that are out of place, like if you've seen a flag flying and it was green, pink, and orange, you're gonna look at the flag different. You're gonna be like, why is that flag that color? Because you're used to seeing a red, white, and blue flag. So when you see stuff that's different, your eye, you lock into it more and you pay attention to it more. Now take that same flag and fly it everywhere. Just fly the flag everywhere. You're gonna notice that flag and you're gonna think that that's normal. It's gonna become a normal.
That's right. That's right. What we see become the norm.
It become the norm.
It become the norm. If I see it every day, that's what's the normal.
Yeah.
If I see people doing stuff every single day, that's what's normal. I mean, that's the way it is. I see two men kissing, I'm gonna walk right by them. That got normal now.
Like you said, subliminal. Kids point like that. Daddy, I want to go to McDonald's. They just see the golden arch. They're not reading that it say McDonald's. They're so used to seeing that, and they know that's McDonald's. They don't even have to read the word McDonald's. Yeah. They just see the logo.
The arch.
Yeah, they see the arch.
Everybody know what the arch means.
Exactly.
Just look at the arch, and I know what that means.
Exactly.
It's
that's McDonald's.
In us. Yeah.
Exactly. Once you see it over, it becomes a part of you. You know
exactly.
What I mean? Appreciate it, kid. Yeah, like I said, it's just people, you see enough of stuff,
it's gonna become real.
It's gonna become real. It is.
And what we have to do today is everything that's not right, man. We got to make it be known. We got to make it be known. Hey, this is not right.
Yeah.
And we got to teach our children this is not right. You growing up, if you got the tools to work with, use that tool what it's for. I mean, how many people, although now you say they're showing tendencies from this, that, and the other, have anybody ever tried asking their kid what you think that's for?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you don't know what you are or you feel like you something else, why don't you ask your child if they that young, what you think that's for?
And it's funny to me because I had somebody ask me, tell me to talk to my son about. I don't want to. Clearly, my son likes girls. I don't want to talk to my son or have a talk with my son about homosexuality. I don't feel comfortable with doing that for the simple fact I know that he likes girls, but I don't want to have to worry about him seeing so much of stuff on TV. He think it's okay to just choose a boy and date him.
Even try it. My
even
point
try
is,
it.
even try it. I don't even want you trying it.
Exactly.
That. Man,
I don't want to talk to my son about
that's
homosexuality.
Just like robbing a bank. Man, I don't want you to even try to rob no bank. I mean, because I know at the end of the day, that's not going to end well. I mean, it's not going to be well. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not what you do. It ain't what you were supposed to do. What's the first thing somebody would say? What? Get a job. That would be the first thing. So, I mean, we got to teach our child, even with the tendencies going on and this, that, and the other, I still think the parents bear a big responsibility to make sure the children knew what they were born for and what they were born to do. I think that would help a lot, even though you show tendencies and want to do this and want to do that. Yeah, and I know somebody might say, well, what if I do this and show them these tendencies and they still do what they want to do? That's no problem. Yeah, I said that. That's no problem. My problem is you let them think that this stuff is right. That's my problem. That's my whole problem with everything. Because people do grow up and people do what they want to do. Yeah. But I got a problem with you telling them that that's right when you know it's not right. You know in your heart it ain't right. I know in my heart it ain't right. So how I'm going to go out here and tell somebody that this stuff is right? I ain't going to do it. It's just that simple. Yeah, I ain't going to do it.
I see you, Kimberly Smith. Well, let me ask you people this. What do you think? Do you think that, it could possibly turn kids homophobic? Answer that. Do you think that, if it doesn't intrigue them to want to try it, does it make them dislike or have animosity towards homosexual people?
Yeah, and I wish, what I do wish is every time somebody say something about a homosexual or something like that, that you say that they gay bashing. I wish people would just stop that. You know, I wish they would just stop saying that people gay bashing simply because they tell somebody this is not right. Man, I run into that a lot of times. If I sit and tell you that that's not right, you're going to say I'm bashing you. But guess what? You can tell me anything you want to tell me, and then it's not bashing me. You see what I'm saying? If you say anything you want to say about me, then that's not bashing.
School has more impact than TV. Yeah, it's true. It go hand in hand. It go hand in hand. Because a lot of people, follow us. It's been that way since we was little kids. A trend will come up, everybody jump on it.
Yeah.
It's just everybody ride the wave until die.
I believe schools have, if just as much. Yes, the phone lines are open. I think that schools have just as much influence as television do.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with television is everybody's got one, and they constantly putting that stuff on there. I was watching a movie today. I had to turn the movie off. Dog, 2 men going in and all this stuff. I mean, man, what did I watch? I mean, I'm thinking I'm watching a good movie. A famous actor, Johnny Depp. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? I got up out of it. Well, I'm just telling you, the stuff is not right out here today. And we got to do a better job, bro. I swear, we got to do a better job with our children, with our kids and stuff like that.
Feel free to comment, like, share the page.
I see some people keep trying to get in and they can't get in on the comment page. I see people texting me and stuff and they can't get in on the comment page. Just go in. You had to join. I believe you had to join, don't you?
Yeah. You could join and then you can.
And then you'll be able to comment and do what you got to do. So that's good.
Yeah, we got a moderator on the line as well. So if you see anybody trying to join the page, let them on in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, give us a call. I want to hear what y'all got to say out there. I thank y'all for listening today. 704-607-4363.
Yeah, and I thought this. Go ahead. What's up?
607-4363. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and I thought this would be a real good topic too, because it's always something, like I say, just came out the blue, man. Like I just see it every time I turn on the TV now. And I think after they made that Bareback Mountain movie, it really went crazy. Yeah. Man, people. I mean, it's just. I mean, to me, it's ridiculous. I mean, if you homosexual, do your thing, but don't try to sway the people to,
Yeah. What about?
Yeah, and you're supposed to love them the same.
Yeah,
exactly. You're supposed to love them the same.
Yeah. Ain't nobody saying to treat nobody different or bash nobody, but it's still your responsibility to tell them what they were created for, and to show them what they were created for. You got this tool for a reason. This tool is for a reason. It's made for a certain reason. It definitely ain't made for the reason to be with another man. He ain't even got the means to even accept it. Yeah, I'm saying, and that's reality. That's a whole big old reality check right there.
The cell phone? They up all night looking at whatever.
Yeah, cell phone give you access to everything.
Well, that's when we got to be parents. We can't let them be up all night
on them cell phones. And we got to monitor what they looking at. Yep. We have no idea what half our kids looking at. You give them a cell phone, they gone. I seen a 2-year-old the other day walking around with a cell phone trying to play games. He's upset because he can't get the game the way he wanted. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how early we got to start with this stuff. If you want to start with stuff, start early, man. Start when your child. Basically, you got to get them out the womb and start teaching them these days. Yeah.
Yeah, other children influence other children. They do.
They sure do.
They do.
And the thing about that, I like that comment.
Kareem kid.
Kareem. I like that comment. Other children do influence other children. And let me tell you something about that. It's always bad. Because if you get 5 kids in a group and they all walking down the street, 9 out of every 10 times, one of them out of that group gonna do something dumb. One of them gonna pick up, throw a rock, hit something with it. Now everybody in trouble. That's the way it goes. Listening to other kids, and you're easily influenced by them. And you guys get together and you make dumb decisions. So, like again, parents, step in there, do what you're supposed to do. Teach your children, teach them what it's all about. I mean, the birds and the bees used to start at what 12, 13 years old? Mm-hmm. They better drop that down about 4 or 5.
Just like the caller we had earlier, I believe that, people some people are born with that spirit.
Yeah.
And I believe that to be true. I believe that some people are from the day they are born, that's what they are, But I just don't agree with it being pushed out to the world as a normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the more it goes, the more normal it gets.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it gets more normal and more normal every day. And that really, man, I really think this is a type of European type of thing. Because I really don't see a whole lot. Maybe they got them of other cultures indulging in this thing like we got over here. And then who knows whether they was influenced.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, yeah. Be the people that you want to be. Yeah. I have no problem in people being what they want to be. I only have one problem with this issue. One problem and one problem only. That's you can't say this stuff is right, man. Just as simple as that. I have no problem with people being who they want to be. Our only problem is when you say it's right and you know it's not right. It's not right simply because you already know that wasn't meant to be. That's like me trying to approve you to be what I am. You know what I'm saying? Or approve you to be a bank robber or something. I can't approve that because I know it's not right. I just can't approve it. And, if you can deal with it, more power to you. I mean, that's good. If that's what you feel like doing, but don't put it on my kids. Don't influence my kids with it. Mm-hmm. That's why people was in the closet for so long.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you. You know why people was in the closet? Because people didn't want them influencing their children with that stuff. That was the only reason. It wasn't nothing about just being out of the closet. Their children were being influenced by it. That was the whole reason.
And that stuff on TV, another thing about it, it does make people more comfortable to come out the closet.
Exactly. That's all that has done. It has been made people come out the closet and be more susceptible. But the reason it was in the closet, because they didn't want them influencing other people.
It wasn't normal.
It wasn't normal. And ain't nothing changed about it being normal, except for people wanting to make it normal today. Yeah. I mean, and I don't think that's right. Yeah, I love you. I got gay people in my family. I love them to death.
Me too.
I love them to death. But you won't hear me telling them that I think it's right. Now, that's one thing you ain't going to get me to do, is tell them I think it's right.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Keita. Like I said, I mean, I don't know, I might not be right, but, I think she was born with that type of spirit, so,
And that could be true. I mean, that is it's all possibilities. Mm-hmm. Even with that type of spirit, still, when stuff is right and when it ain't right. I'm just keeping it 100. Mm-hmm. If you ain't got the tools to work with, that's not right. Simple as that. I'm going to be honest with you. Even the animals know what they're supposed to be doing. Even the animals. Now, the animals are lower than human beings. And the animals know what's right and what's not right. They know how to go mate up with who they're supposed to mate up with and all of that. Now, if God made them to know this, how much more should we know it? I'm just saying, how much more should we know it? I mean, if God made an animal where he know what he's supposed to be doing, how come he ain't made a man to know what he's supposed to be doing? I just can't believe it. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? I can't believe it, Flo.
I agree.
Yeah. He made you to know what's right and what's wrong. If he made a dumb animal to do it, no. Every animal know who they're supposed to be with and what they're supposed to do. And they get it done.
Feel free to call the line.
Yeah.
Like, share the page.
Time to tell the truth.
Yeah, if you know somebody who you think will like this platform, take the time to tag them in the comments. Or let us know where you're from, too. If you're from Charlotte, tell you from Charlotte, wherever you at.
By the way, next week gonna be a burner bar. Ooh, we got something next week. I guess the page gonna blow up all week from this one, but we'll put it out there tomorrow, and it's gonna be real good. I'm sure everybody got a lot to comment and say about that. But today we talking about, does homosexuality on television make children curious or open to liking the same sex? That's what we're talking about today. Does it make your child want to try it, be promiscuous, want to look at it a different way? Mm-hmm. Everybody's pushing this thing to accept this or accept that, accept this or accept that. No, you don't have to accept everything that comes along. Mm-hmm. And if you do accept it, you don't have to agree with it. I got a problem with all these preachers out here that agree with it. I mean, that agree with it. You don't have to agree with it to love somebody. You know, it's people that's locked up right now. You think you're supposed to stop loving them people because they did something wrong? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. No, you don't supposed to stop loving.
They see another dog trying to hump another dog before. I said another.
Yeah, but I know one thing: the other dog didn't let him do it. That's the whole point. If you had one dog, the other one didn't let him do it. Yeah. I guarantee you that. So one of them had good sense. So the other one agreeing with it. Yeah, but
I mean, but we can agree that's not normal as well.
And that's not normal, period. But yeah, you know, we have to go ahead as parents, though. We really do. We got to teach our children better. We got to teach them, you know, what they made for out here, what their purpose is. Mm-hmm. We need just as many strong black men as we do strong black women. You know, God keeps a balance on this stuff, man. It's supposed to be a balance. Now we getting into a lot of stuff with all this egg fertilization and stuff now, but this can really throw the universe out of balance. This is some stuff, man, that, yeah, it can throw it out of balance, for real. You know, instead of, you know, letting stuff happen naturally. Mm-hmm. When you start messing with the stuff that's not natural, you start getting stuff, AKA AIDS, out of balance. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's part of it. You know, so we got to understand what we were meant to do. What was we placed here to do? Your kid's gonna ask you that. When they grow up, they're gonna start asking you, what am I here for? What do I supposed to be doing? You answer all those questions. You have to set the example. They see a normal family, most people grow up normal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Most people grow up normal. You don't see a normal family, they don't hardly grow up normal. They get tendencies and stuff like I talked about.
We're about to close out shortly. Can we get one more call in? Somebody call in and let us know what you think. Like I said, this homosexuality on television make children curious or more open to liking the same sex. Somebody, you know, let's get one more caller.
Yeah. Call, comment. We'll make sure everybody get the comment the next time. Mm-hmm. You definitely have to join.
Most of these preachers can't speak undercover that says. Yeah.
I don't deny that, Chiquita. I don't dny that. I mean, if most of the preachers ain't homosexuals, they're adulterers, stuff like that. Yeah, but the problem with that is you ain't gonna be able to get them to tell you that that's right, even if they're a preacher and they commit adultery. They know they committed adultery. They're not gonna claim it's right. That's the whole point I'm trying to make today. Just don't say the stuff is right. We can deal with it. You can put it on TV. You can put it on TV if you want to. Look, you can be homosexual, but it ain't right. Now, that's the truth. Now, see, that's the whole truth. That's what we're trying to get at. If you're going to put it on TV, tell the truth about it. You know, you putting on there that it's okay. You got to put on there that that's not right and it ain't normal. That's the truth about the matter. Mm-hmm. You know, if you want to really tell the truth, regardless of how it is, that's not right. You just don't do it like that. We got more people today, and I really don't know what's going on, that's got more mental issues than you can shake a stick at. I don't know what it's in. All this stuff is being influenced through the televisions, through social media, through the telephones. We got one caller coming in.
Time to tell the truth.
Hey, y'all sit on y'all podcast?
Yeah, you on live right now.
You on live right now?
Okay. I ain't gonna do my name, but you said that homosexuality on TV make kids homosexual, right?
No. What we saying is, does it make them curious or open to trying it? If they see it so much to where they start to believe that it's normal.
So my question is, do you think it's a learned behavior or born behavior?
I believe that it's a born behavior, but I also believe that if you see something to the point where it becomes the norm, you would think that it's okay to try it. See, the way that I was raised and the way that my son is raised is different because I didn't see that on TV every time I looked at TV, but now he does. So,
this is me. My father's always been in the home, and I've always had older brothers.
Okay.
So, and all my brothers are heterosexual. So I've always seen them with female. My dad and my mom been together since they were 5 and 7. They grew up across the street from each other. Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, nothing I've seen on TV, I was born this way. Kindergarten, I got comments with a little boy in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
My mom whooped me. I always felt like I was different from everybody else. Nothing on TV, not hanging around. My two younger sisters are younger than me. So not being around my sisters, nothing made me this way. I was born this way. Does TV influence some behaviors? Yes. But at the same time, we have to realize this is something that we were born this way. Who wants to, I always tell people, think about it. Have you ever lived as a black man? The answer is, especially my white friends or my black female friends, have you ever lived as a black man? No. Have you ever lived as a black gay man? No. Living as a black gay man is the hardest thing that you can do in America. It's the hardest thing that you can ever do in a black community.
Well, let me ask you this, Carla. Why is that so hard to do? That's all I want to know.
Why is it so hard?
Yeah.
Because for one, as a black man, society, when we wake up every morning, we already wake up as male and black. So that's two strikes against us with society already. Then being homosexual, that's strike 3. Why? Because the same people that America oppressed, they in return oppress the people inside their community. So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I don't want America to judge me. If a white man walks up to me and call me a nigger, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But it's okay for you to walk up to a gay person and call them all types of faggots and punk and this and that, and they're not supposed to feel no way. They're not supposed to have any issues. They're not supposed to, I mean, it's like it's okay in the black community. It's not only the black community, it's the black church. Because at the end of the day, the black church has fit into the mentality of black. So homosexuality is bad. Homosexuality, this homosexuality. But when you go back and that same Bible that you're governing yourself about, think about who interpreted that Bible, who made a new translation, King James, who was a lesser of young boys. But you in return, this is something that in your mentality that you feel that is wrong. If I had a choice to be different, I would be different. Because nobody wants to wake up to ridicule every day. Nobody. Children don't want to wake up to it. Adults don't want to wake up to it. Nobody. So who wants to wake up to being beat down by everybody every day because of living their life, because of choice of loving people who they choose to love? Love has no color. Love has no sexuality. Love is love.
Yeah.
Action word.
Yeah, you're right, caller, and I agree with you. I don't think nobody had to run up to nobody, calling them all kind of names and stuff like that. I really don't do that. I only have one issue with this, and I'm gonna tell you why I have one issue. My one issue is calling it right. I mean, and I just say that, you're born for a specific reason. You're born with what you got for one reason. Two of those do not make it right. That's the only thing I'm saying. I don't want to be mad at nobody. If I saw you on the street today, I would speak to you, say hey. I mean, I would do all of that, man. I wouldn't even judge you one second.
And let me say this. This is how I feel. I believe that you were born that way, and I have the, I feel like you have the right to live your life that way. I just don't. I feel like one or two things are going to happen with it being all over TV. One is going to make the new generation all homophobic, or two is going to start making boys sleep with boys to figure out that they like girls. And I think that's kind of, because when you see so much of it, well, let me ask you this. Would you agree with this? If you see something a whole bunch of times, you will eventually believe it to be true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not true because, like I just told you, I was raised in a house with my mama and daddy.
Exactly, but the first thing I said to you was, I believe that people are born that way. I believe that you were born that way. But listen to me. Listen to.
homosexuality on TV, and it's not such a big taboo anymore. Now that they're showing it and they're embracing it, now it's an even bigger problem than it is. So now everybody, oh, it's my child, this, my dad, this and that about what they're seeing on TV. But at the same time, me growing up in the 80s and the 90s, all I saw was heterosexuality on TV. Did that make me change and think, oh, well, I shouldn't be doing this? No.
I mean, I would think it would
Yeah.
would make you more comfortable to be in your own skin.
Well, call it. We got to wrap up.
I had a support system. My mom and my daddy and my siblings supported me regardless of any decision or choice that I made to do. That's a bigger problem. That's a bigger problem inside the Black community. There is no support behind these, and that's why the suicide rate amongst gay Black males is so high, because society criticizes them and beats them down without being different. But then you got all these men sitting in the closet and bringing all these diseases back to these women because society has beat them down so bad and makes them think that it's so wrong to be open, to be who you are. So at the end of the day, they run out here sleeping with all of these men, unprotected, and then they go back home with their wives, and then their wives are picking up the high level HIV/AIDS cases in this America.
Well, we appreciate you for calling.
Yeah.
And like I say, I believe you were born that way. I don't have a evil bone in my body.
I believe you was born like that too. But I still don't believe it's right. Yeah, I mean, people are born a lot of different ways. But I actually believe that you got people that were born murderers. I actually believe you got people that were born kleptomaniacs. But you make them change that behavior. Why? Because it's not right. That's why you make them change that behavior. I actually believe that people are born with different things. You kleptomaniacs can't help but to do nothing but steal all day long. And they can't help but to do nothing but kill people. You got people that's born these kind of ways, but the problem is they had to change that behavior because it's not right. Simple as that. If you're not made for that.
But it's okay for you to walk down the street and every girl that you see, you look at her ass, and or you can walk up to her and you walk with her, or you catcalling, or you this and that, or you kissing your wife. But two men doing that, it's nasty and it's disgusting. Why is that?
I mean, all we saying is it's just not the norm. It's just not the normal.
It's not normal.
It's not the norm for who? It's not the norm for you, but it's the norm.
All right, if it was normal, why are there down low men and men that are scared to come? Listen to me. All right. Well, we thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
We out of time.
We out of time.
But we
only on the air for so long.
Yeah, we
thank you for calling in. We thank everybody for joining today. Hey, we got another caller coming in.
No, that's the same caller.
Okay. Yeah. We thank everybody for calling in and chiming in today. Look, this is a hot topic. Man, personally, I just don't think it's right because you ain't got what it takes to do what you need to do with what that tool is. Like I said, we got all kinds of people out here born every day just like that. You don't think some people are born kleptomaniacs?
Yeah.
But you got to make them change their ways.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just that simple. Hey, we thank y'all for chiming in today. Time to tell the truth. Next week, boy, we got a real scorch of a topic. Y'all might even get mad at me.
I can't wait to get into it. All right.
Okay.
Make sure you tune in next week. Same time. Tell a friend. We're going to continue to bring you more live videos just like this one. Please share the group. One thing for sure, two things for certain. We go tell
the truth
because it's time to tell the truth.
It's time.
Yeah.